Hello everyone, and thanks again for joining me on the Braided Bean Gaming channel. Today I have for you the Corsair Strafe RGB keyboard with Cherry MX silent switches. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the packaging on this thing. It looks pretty much identical to the original Strafe RGB keyboard. The only real addition to this one that's any different than the original Corsair Strafe RGB is that this one has the Cherry MX silent switches. And the only difference between these and your original Cherry MX red switches is that they basically function like reds but with an O-ring installed. So a little bit of dampening, a little bit quieter, they say 30% quieter. You look inside the box here, we've got a wrist rest, same one that came with the original Strafe keyboard. Also, you have textured keycaps, two sets. One is a WASD for your first-person shooter games, and the other is your QWERDF for your MOBA games, as well as a keycap puller that is included. So we'll get this thing out of the box and pull the plastic off so you can take a look at it here. One thing that you'll notice that I noticed pretty quickly off the bat is it does not have a braided cable. I'll actually show you a little bit of that later on so you can really take a good look at it. It looks identical to the original Corsair Strafe. See there, you can see that the cable is not braided and it has these very, very thick USB hubs, so thick that they will not fit side by side on the USB ports on my computer. I actually have to stack them one on top of the other. So if that's an issue for you, that might be something to consider, because they just put these ridiculously large USB hubs on there. For whatever reason, they decided to do that. Now if you pay attention to the font, you'll notice that the font on the Strafe is different than the one they use on the K70s. They opted to go for kind of like a bigger, bolder, gamer style font. Here's a quick sound test of the Cherry MX silent switch. So as you can hear, they sound like quiet reds, basically, especially when bottoming out the keys. And that's where, like I said, they really feel and sound like Cherry MX reds with an O-ring installed. Again, the LEDs are housed in the clear switch casing, and they added the white backplate on the Strafes, just like the Razer Black Widow Chromas, that helps the lights permeate through and pop. Ooh. We like pulling those off, don't we? Here we have the keycaps for the MOBA style installed already. I'm going to show you just kind of how easy it is to swap them out. Just take the keycap puller, pull off the keys you want to swap out, take the textured keycaps they give you. Here you see the WASD, obviously. You just put them right over the switches, slide them right on there. Very incredibly easy to do. You can do it on the fly. The Strafe added in the USB pass-through port on the back. The K70s do not have that, so that's a big plus. You can see here some of the different lighting effects. You've got spectrum cycling, you've got the visor effect. A really cool rain is one of my favorites, especially kind of when I have it sleeping or on standby. I love to have that rain effect going. Looks really cool. The Corsair Q software, guys, really gives you unlimited options. While it is a bit confusing, it has all the presets now that they've updated the software that Razer Synapse software has, and that was originally one of the big kind of like, people said that the software for Razer was so much easier to use, so that was kind of a selling point for them. Not really an issue for Corsair anymore as it used to be. It's also a lot less buggy than it was when these RGB keyboards originally came out. There you can see some reactive typing. I like to have on mine kind of a preset lighting effect of all my different keys for certain profiles, and then I'll have the reactive kind of going as I type too. I just think that looks pretty cool. Guys, the Corsair Strafe RGB, especially with the Cherry MX silence, if you have loved ones you live with, family members, what have you, that don't like the clickiness of blues, or even if you bottom out if you're a heavy-handed typer with your reds, the silents are really great about that. They still feel premium quality like Cherry, perform like reds. So far have been excellent for gaming. I can't recommend this keyboard enough, guys. It is awesome. So if you have any comments, questions, just general things to say, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and click that subscribe button there. And as always, thank you for watching the Braided Bean Gaming channel. See you next time.